You know a lot about golf.
Well, we're waiting.
We are back. Those weekend golf guys. John Ashton here in studio. Jeff Smith gallivanting, tooling all over Tobacco Road. Up and down Tobacco Road saying, I thought there was a golf course here somewhere. Dan Rowland is got a ball marker he wants you to buy. The proceeds go to the Veterans and Wounded Warriors and Fallen Heroes funds. It's all a charity money raising situation. We'll be talking to Dan in a little bit too. Have you downloaded our free apps yet? They're available iPhone at the iTunes store or in the App Store, Google Marketplace. Get them, those weekend golf guys. They're free, of course. We got a lot of good stuff coming up, and we will be back and do it all in 2 minutes. Don't you move.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-4030. That's 1-800-616-4030. Again, 1-800-616-4030. Call now.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
Those weekend golf guys, John Ashton here in studio. Jeff Smith just rolling around the countryside in Pinehurst, North Carolina. Jeff, must be nice, man.
It really is. I'm out here on a great trip. I left the confines of the golf cave at Plain and Simple Golf School on Sunday, and my daughter Caroline and I drove down to Pinehurst. We just pointed it south and said, let's go. Let's call somebody in Pinehurst. Let's get it done. And so we did. And next thing you know, we left yesterday afternoon. In the afternoon, we rolled into Pinehurst last night, had a wonderful time. And this morning, we got to play at a place called the Dormy Club, as in, like, Dormy as in you're 3 down with 3 holes to play.
Very auspicious name on somebody's part there. Yeah, mm-hmm.
It's a nice track. It really is a nice track. I'll tell you, it's a Ben Crenshaw and Coors. I forget his first name. Bill Coors, I think. Design, and boy, there's a lot of hills. Wow. You look at the scorecard and you're playing the numbers of the hole, the length of the holes add up to, from the back tees like 6,700 yards, and you go, oh, it's not a very long golf course. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is.
Whoops.
Let me tell you, I had some uphill 200-yard par threes. I had a 650-some yard par five. I had an uphill 330-yard par three, and everybody goes, oh, you could just smack driver and a wedge on that. No, you can't.
330-yard par three?
Oh no, I'm sorry, par 4. Excuse me.
God.
Par 4, and you beat it to death, and then you still got a mid-iron in your hand instead of having a wedge.
Yeah.
And greens are really good. Thing was beautiful. And now we're on the road, and we're headed to Tobacco Road, adventure golf at its finest. I have played Tobacco Road before. Let me tell you, this architect, guy named Mike Strand, he is. You think that Pete Dye is a sadist? Not at all. Not till you play one of this guy's golf courses. The yardage book on Tobacco Road, it leads off with a picture of Mike Strand. You flip open the yardage book, and the first quote he says is, "Some people say that my golf courses are too hard. Frankly, I don't care."
Yeah. And if you're one of those, don't bother coming back. I don't want to hear the complaints.
But, he's got a golf course out here that is just, it looks to me like it's an old sand pit that somebody decided to do a bunch of bombing and blow the place up and left a bunch of remnants of sand pits and sand dunes and all kinds of things growing every place. So there's a lot of holes you can't even see where you're supposed to go, but if you look at the yardage book and you follow exactly what it tells you, you have the largest fairways that you cannot see.
That whole
unreal.
blind shots thing, that seems to be a new technique of golf architects in the modern era here. What's up with that? I mean,
I don't know, but boy, this one's fun.
Is it another one of those that once you get to the green and you look back and you go, well, that wasn't all that hard, like at the Pete Dye course at French Lick? Because that's usually what happens. You mumble and groan on the way to the green, and then you look at the green and you go, geez, that was easy. Or at least it looks easy.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't look easy when you turn around either.
Okay.
They hide a lot of things from you.
Uh-huh.
They really do,
Yeah.
from the tee. Pete Dye doesn't hide nearly as much as Mike Strands does.
Okay.
Mike Strands is the architect at Tobacco Road, and another one in the Mid Carolinas called Tot Hill Farms, T-O-T Hill Farms. It's another Mike Strands design, and he hides stuff from you.
Mm-hmm.
It's really entertaining. So this isn't the kind of golf course that you really think you're going to come back to. You know, you're not going to show up there every week unless you're just interested in the challenge. But if you hit it sideways, then it's just brutal, and then you just hate the place.
A lot of trees.
Because you're going to. There's some trees there, but it's a lot of sand dunes and a lot of grass-covered sand dunes, and you're in this big pit. So some things are blocked out by trees, and most of the things are blocked out by sand dunes and high grass on top of them, and it's just wild. It's just crazy.
That stuff that cuts up your legs when you walk in to look for the ball that you hit in there, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
I hate
right.
that. I hate that grass.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what they call it, but it's really nasty on the edges of that grass.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck the name is.
Saber grass or something.
Yeah.
Or it does give new meaning to the term a blade of grass, however.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it does.
So isn't this like a busman's holiday? When,
it is.
Great time golf teacher goes away, takes vacation to play golf, although this is the only opportunity you really get to play golf unencumbered by people saying, how do I do this, Jeff?
You're right, it is. To go away with my daughter who's headed to college golf again this year. She's 3 weeks away from headed back to Loyola University in Chicago, and her game's in good shape. I've watched her last 3 rounds, and the putter hasn't been hot, but everything's been 75 and better. I'm looking at that, and that's with a cold putter. So it's been pretty good. So tee to green, it looks pretty good from 6,500 yards in.
Cool.
We're looking at, it's really nice.
Hey, listen,
here we are in Pinehurst today, and then we're going to roll around, and we're going to head over to the mountains where it's a little cooler because it is 97 degrees here in Pinehurst right now. 97, just in case you were wondering.
In the shade.
I know you're back in Louisville, and I know you're back in Louisville, and you're inside in the studio. But you got the air conditioning on in there, brother. Be happy.
We do, and we are happy. Listen, man, we're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we're going to be talking to a guy named Dan Rowland, who's got a company called Sniper Putters, but he's got this really cool way of raising money for wounded warriors and veterans and fallen heroes, and we're going to come back with that. You hang with us, and Jeff, try to stay cool for the next couple of minutes, all right? We are those Weekend Golf Guys, powered by Golf Talk America, and we will be right back.
Hey, this is Jeff Smith to talk about one of my favorite teaching aids. It's the Putting Stroke Teacher. It is so simple. You clamp it onto your putter. It's got a rod that sticks out through it. You rest your forearms up against this rod. It's fully adjustable. You make your stroke. Your forearms are level. Your putter face goes exactly where it's supposed to. You get to see it all. Make your adjustments as necessary. Everybody needs one of these. The Putting Stroke Teacher, tpsteacher.com. Again, it's tpsteacher.com. Get yours today.
Now there's a martini that improves your driving. The new Martini Golf Tee actually gives you longer, straighter drives compared to old-fashioned wood tees. It's virtually unbreakable, made in the USA, and conforms with USGA rules. Get yours today at martinigolftees.com. So improve your driving with a martini. The Martini Golf Tee. Visit martinigolftees.com.
All right, I'm going to tell you something right now that you don't want to hear, but you're going to listen very close. You can spend $199, $299, $399. You could spend $1,050 on a new driver, and it's not going to help. Like I said, you don't want to hear that because you go, oh, my goodness, I just spent all this money. Now, a lesson? Now, that could help. But these drivers that are designed to give you more yardage and straighter, they're all designed for pros. They're designed so amateurs can use them, but they are designed for pros, for very good golfers, which most of us ain't. You know, maybe you don't want to hear that either. But here's what you can do. High heat drivers. Mark, our intrepid producer, uses one, has improved his game immensely. I use one. It's improved my game immensely. Even Jeff uses one. You can't get any better than it was. High heat. Go to knuthgolf.com and get one. Tell them you heard it from us, and you'll get $70 off with a money-back guarantee. Check it out, knuthgolf.com.
Hi, this is Morgan Freeman. Has anyone ever said, you're the picture of health? You look healthy, you feel fine, but that may not be the full picture. Colorectal cancer is the second leading cancer killer of men and women over 50. Since it doesn't always cause symptoms, you may not know you have it. The only way to know is by getting screened. Screening can find precancerous polyps, so they can be removed before they turn into cancer. This is one cancer you can prevent. Plus, screening can find colorectal cancer at an early stage when the chance for a full recovery is very high. Talk with your doctor and get tested for colorectal cancer. Medicare and many insurance plans help pay for screening. Get screened. Make sure you are the picture of health.
A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
And welcome back, those Weekend Golf Guys. John Ashton here in studio. Jeff Smith out enjoying the views and the challenges of Pinehurst number 2 at the moment. He'll be with us momentarily. But we want to talk right now to a guy named Dan Rowland, who is on a mission. And it's quite a great mission I think we all can get behind. First off, Dan, want to thank you for spending some time with us here this weekend on those Weekend Golf Guys. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you, John? Thanks for having me.
Hey, our pleasure, totally. You have a Make Your Mark campaign, which is a cool title to begin with. You have a ball marker that is one of the coolest ball markers we've seen. Now, normally we don't just have people on to say, hey, you got a cool ball marker, what's it all about? But this is a ball marker that not only can help you when you're on the greens, but can actually do something to make yourself feel like you're actually contributing to the veterans in the world. And it's a very worthwhile campaign. I'm going to let you just explain it in a nutshell, if you would.
Yeah, that's correct. My company is Sniper Putters. You can find it at sniperputters.com. And with all the stuff that's going on in the world today, I can't, my putters are made in the USA. I'm a proud American, and I'm one that's still grateful for those soldiers that serve our country and those that have fallen for our freedom. So I wanted to do something. I'm just a very, very small guy that wants to make a very, very big impact, show my thanks to those troops. So we created this ball marker. It's kind of a crosshairs look. It's actually cut through. It's got some really great colors, and it was very difficult finding somebody to do it. A very complex piece, but we got it, and it's absolutely a phenomenal piece. Put it in a presentation card, and every ball marker that's purchased, a big percentage of the proceeds is going to a military charity. And on the website, we have some of the charities that are close to me. We have the Chris Kyle Frog Foundation, which is from American Sniper, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
We have Wounded Warriors, Folds of Honor, the Fisher House, and there's another option for consumers to write in their charity. I've had people that order and put in a military charity that they want to support. So when you purchase the marker, it's already attached to a charity that will follow that marker, and it's a token. It's a token of our support and our thanks to those troops that serve our country and those heroes that sacrificed them for our country.
I have mixed emotions about this. I love what you're doing. I hate the fact that these organizations have to exist in order for our veterans to get everything they deserve.
Exactly right.
But it's up to us to fill in the voids and fill in the blanks and make sure that there's enough money out there to actually keep not only the veterans who may come back with disabilities that need constant medical attention or special gear, but also the families of the fallen warriors who tend to get forgotten at times. It's like, thank you very much. Here's your flag.
I've got some good stories already from people that have sent me emails about a brother that they've lost or a son, and it's great. There's 25 million golfers out there in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
We all golf, and it's just a ball marker. We're not trying to change our brand. We're just trying to do something to help. I'm not a Callaway or a Titleist. I'm just a small guy, but I'll be darned, I'm going to make a big impact, and I want to get to 1 million markers as fast as we can. I've got people that are ordering 5 at a time, 10 at a time, and you don't have to be a golfer for this, which is interesting. You can have one sitting on your desk. You can give it to somebody, friends, family, coworker. I want to see people get out there and see who the first one is to buy 50 of them, to buy 100 of them. I'm going to be talking to businesses about buying them for their employees, so that instead of a business making a donation, it's a little bit from each employee, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a great opportunity to do something small that means so much more in a big way to all those people. And I favor those families of our fallen. And that's where my heart goes with this. And I would love to sell 10 million markers or 25 million markers and just help as many families and many organizations as we can.
Well, there are tournament directors out there who are doing scrambles and golf outings, and they always put a little goodie bag together. This would be really cool to buy enough of these for the people who are playing in your tournament or in your scramble or whatever, because it's a charitable deal to begin with. And if you can do something to help another charity, go for it. You should be able to pick up 100, 120 at a time as a tournament director and just put them in the goodie bag and let everybody feel good about it.
Definitely, and I think it gets a good aura out there. I think, I've talked to Tiger's agent before. I think I'm going to call Steinberg back up and tell him to get the ball marker in Tiger's hand, and that'll give him the confidence to win again.
Well, he definitely needs something, man. Oh, man, so now people are saying, okay, it sounds good. I'm intrigued. What's the ball marker look like?
Yeah, it's made of metal, so it is magnetic. I actually have a switchblade ball marker that I replaced the ball marker, and then I put the sniper ball marker in there. It's painted green. The golf ball is painted white. If you look at the detail, it really blew my mind. I figured it'd be something kind of cheap looking, kind of looks okay, but when I got the first one back, I was blown away by the detail and the metalwork that was involved. It's not just a plastic piece with some ink on it. They really went to some great heights to come up with the design and come up with somebody to make it. And we're actually building a very radical-looking divot tool to go with the ball marker.
Cool.
That hopefully we'll be able to introduce here in the next few weeks as we go through prototyping. But the ball marker itself, 2 sizes, comes in a quarter size, which is your traditional size for ball markers, and then a $50 size, which is about the size of a poker chip. And like I said, I've got people ordering 10 at a time, 5 at a time, 5 of each. And it's just great to see that support from people that want to help the other people, that help us give the opportunity to make ball markers, to live in the free world that we have.
And you're talking about $9.95 for the quarter size, about $12.95 for the $half size, right?
Correct. And that's not something I'm going to go to the retailers for and give up, a 30-40% margin to the retailer to sell them, because I think that 30 and 40% is important to give on to the charities and the beneficiaries. So I want the most return that I can give back to those charities.
And can people go to the Sniper Putter site and do this, or do you have a special site for it?
No, if you go to sniperputters.com, I've completely eliminated the focus of selling putters and swag and all that stuff. It goes directly to the banner that says what the Make Your Mark is, and it goes into the next page that allows you to pick the charity, put in the quantity that you want, and then you can go right to checkout. If you want to go back from there, I've had people order T-shirts and some other things. If you want to go back from that and buy whatever's attached to that ball marker, I've made a commitment that I'm going to give half of those proceeds as well to the same charity. So this isn't just a marker.
Fantastic. It's quite a statement from a manufacturer like yourself, even though, as you say, self-confessed small guy. You're eliminating the opportunity to sell putters because this takes precedence. And that's, just kudos to that.
Number one priority for me.
That's it.
I have a mission to get to 1 million markers as fast as we can, and then go from there to 10 million. And I want to be there at the end of the quarter or the end of the year with that big check and the press and handing it off to the CEO of Wounded Warriors and the check to the CEO of Folds of Honor and Chris Powell Foundation. And I just want to make an impact. And when we get to that level, Sniper Putters, my company, I will be doing something beyond what we're doing for those charities for families of our fallen. So it's important to me. It isn't dollars and cents. It isn't success. It's me just wanting to give back, because that's just who I am.
That's fantastic. Dan Rowland with Sniper Putters. It's Make Your Mark campaign. And just go to sniperputters.com and get yourself a ball marker and help raise money to support many, many charities that help our fallen heroes. Dan, pleasure speaking with you, man. And we will do everything in our power to help you. And if you need us for anything else, just give a holler. We're here for you.
John, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. If you need me for anything, I'm here for you as well.
Appreciate it, Dan. Thank you very much. Dan Rowland with Sniper Putters. We are those weekend golf guys. We got more coming up, and we will be right back.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
People come up to me all the time and say, John, I don't have a radio station that plays those weekend golf guys when I can hear it. What can you do for me? I say, probably nothing. I don't control these radio stations, but tell you what I do control. I do control the free apps. Those weekend golf guys, free apps for your smartphone. You have an iPhone, you go to the App Store and download it. It's free. You can listen on your schedule, not ours, anytime. To the most recent show, to some of the shows in the archives or whatever. You have an Android phone? Google can handle it. Go to the Google Marketplace, Google Play, whatever they're calling it these days, and you can download the free app there too. It is free. Did I mention that? Free. And you can listen to those weekend golf guys at your convenience, on your schedule, in your spare time. And you can listen over and over and over again, and we highly recommend you do that. It is those weekend golf guys free app. We did it for you. It weren't cheap, man. For us, for you, free.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
They've saved my family from financial ruin. It allowed me and my wife both to focus on the most important thing, which was the health and well-being of our son.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care,
and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's being taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
And we are back, those weekend golf guys. John Ashton in studio, Jeff Smith in the hinterlands of North Carolina, suspiciously close to Pinehurst. I don't know, number 1, number 2, number 153. I'm not sure which of the golf courses he's close to there, but he's going back down Tobacco Road. Doop, doop.
That's right.
Yeah, who were those guys?
Tobacco Road.
I forget.
I don't know, but I know that as I've lived in North Carolina for a decade, I know that Tobacco Road is a big part of the history of this state. They do an awful lot down here in growing tobacco and making it, and it's a big industry here.
Certainly is. I mean, when you have towns of Winston and Salem, that kind of rings a bell. First off, do want to revisit, however, and thank him once again, Dan Rowland from Sniper Putters, who was on in our last segment. That's a great idea he's got, man. Just ball markers, and they're very cool ball markers. You can go to sniperputters.com and see it. And you know what?
Yeah.
The thing I really like
he really
this, man.
Put some thought into that.
He did, man. The thing I love is the first page. You go to sniperputters.com, and there's nothing there splashy about his putters and it says click here for the Make Your Mark campaign. The whole thing is Make Your Mark. And then if you want to talk about putters, well, that's an afterthought. You can also talk there. But, $10 for a quarter size, $13 for half dollar size. Large portion of the proceeds go to either the Chris Kyle Foundation, the Folds of Honor, Wounded Warriors, or the Fisher House, or a veteran-related charity of your choice, which is a very cool thing. So he's on a mission. Yeah. He's on a mission to sell 1 million, man. And like he says, there's 27.3 million golfers in the United States. 1 million of you can buy what's left because we've already bought about 10 of them. So it's just really cool.
I think it's terrific. I really do. I mean, for a guy to put that kind of thought into what he's doing and trying to do things in the many different ways that people try to raise money for our wounded warriors, I think this guy's got a really good thought process going of let's take all the golfers and let's get that done.
Exactly.
It goes right into the Folds of Honor Foundation that we've raised money for in the past, or at least I've been part of that. It's doing some of that with the PGA of America.
Yeah.
It's terrific.
Yeah.
It's terrific. Somebody else jumping on board trying to do that, try to make life a little bit better for some of these guys and girls.
That's
terrific.
Sniperputters.com is where you go to get information and to purchase 1 or 10 or 100 or however many you want to do. Like I told Dan, you're a tournament director, this would be a great way. Put a little one of these in the goodie bag for everybody in your tournament, man, or your outing or whatever you're doing. And you can feel good that your organization is actually helping another organization also. So, hey, I wanted to get back to, you're in, one of the golf meccas on the East Coast of the United States.
Yeah.
How many of the courses down there are old-fashioned, like, AKA your Donald Ross designs, as opposed to the brand new modern course designs? And how different are the courses when it's, designed in 1923 or in 2002?
Boy, they're a lot different. The neatest thing about it is that even some of the newer architects, they're trying in the same area, let's just call it the Pinehurst area, the Sand Hills area. A lot of them are trying to make something that looks an awful lot like a Donald Ross designed golf course.
Mm-hmm.
The trouble with it is that they all have their own influence. And it lends to some other look. And I think the guy who's done it really well designed Pinehurst number 4, and it's Tom Fazio.
Yeah.
And Tom Fazio's golf courses have a tendency to show you everything, but yet he's got a lot of rolling hills to deal with here on that piece of property, and it's just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous golf course, and it fits right in with number 1, number 3, number 2, and number 5 that are all Donald Ross designs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right on the same piece of, same piece of property.
Yeah.
And he's put in a design that looks similar but different, all at the same time. And it's hard to tell whether you're on number 1 or number 3. They look the same. Number 5 looks the same. Right. Number 2, since the redesign of with Core and Crenshaw, they did that. It doesn't look anything like it used to.
Yeah.
Except around the green complexes, and the greens haven't really been touched at all. The same old Donald Ross greens. What Core and Crenshaw did was they just cleaned up around on the outer edges of the golf course and changed some of the slopes and some of that, but all around the greens it's the same. And boy, is it hard.
Yeah, well, they couldn't. Back in Donald Ross's day, you used what you had. I mean, you weren't bringing in mules and plows and moving a whole lot of dirt back in those days.
Yeah. So when we go to play Mid Pines or Pine Needles,
mm-hmm.
there's so much beautiful topography difference there that Donald Ross did such a great job of putting different tees in different distances where you can make Pine Needles play super long or super short. And the tees are only about 30 yards difference, but because of where the landing areas is, they have an awful lot of uphill landing areas that can make a whole play really super long, or they can move you up about 30 yards and then you hit it and where it lands on top and then rolls down the hill, and then all of a sudden the golf course plays super short.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really pretty interesting how much variation they can have in some of those old golf courses, just by a small difference of 20 to 30 yards off the tee.
Yeah.
It's amazing, the shot differences that you get.
Well, last year, too, we played up at Belterra Casino just outside Cincinnati. And that's
right.
That's a Tom Fazio course. And that
beautiful.
had a lot of beautiful rolling topography that was really, really nice.
Yeah, he got a nice piece of ground to work with there, too.
Yeah.
Awful lot. Yeah, it didn't look like he took a bulldozer to much.
No, it didn't. The working with the natural terrain is, I think, is something, because you can make a golf course do anything if you've got earth movers and 25 metric tons of dirt at your disposal. But if you just take the land, the parcel of land you got, and carve a golf course out of it, just seems to be it just seems to make more sense to me. But no one's asked me to design a course yet, so what do I know, right? I did just get.
How big will the holes be, and will they all be downhill and funnel toward the middle?
Oh no,
when you design a golf course?
There will be no downhill lies on my golf course, or uphill or side hill. Mm-mm.
It'll just be all flat.
Yeah, I think we have one of those. It's
beautiful.
called putt-putt. I got. Oh man, no, I was on vacation for the past couple of weeks, and was in New England. And again, as I mentioned this, and I went back to check just to make sure I didn't dream this, but I went back to the Saco Biddeford Golf Course, or the Saco Biddeford Country Club in Saco, Maine, on Old Orchard Beach Road. All right, if you didn't know this golf course existed, you'd never find it. It's not well marked. They don't have a sign. It's and you get there, and it's just this little thing up front that says Saco Biddeford Country Club. A little bit better than the Louisville Country Club, where the only sign is "Keep Out." But this, is not. They don't tout it. And again, on the first tee, there was a plaque that reminded you this was a Donald Ross design. On their website now, they say it's a Donald Ross design, but that's it.
Well, it's about time.
Put that with, juxtapose that with the guys at French Lick with the huge sign, Donald Ross course at French Lick. And most other Donald Ross design courses, his name is more prevalent almost than the course name. But it's so understated up there. But again, it was one of those courses that a lot of rolling hills, a lot of tree-lined fairways, greens that didn't have a flat place on them, and they all kind of rolled almost like a derby hat kind of thing. They all tended to roll off on the sides. It's tough.
Yeah, it's really hard to score on golf courses like that. Small targets, little undulating greens.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just rolls off. You're chipping a lot. You're putting from the fringe. You're doing all those things.
Mm-hmm.
I love traveling. I love going to see golf courses like that.
Thanks for saying that. I feel a lot better about the score now, knowing that even
Well,
you...
it really is. It really is difficult.
It is difficult.
Because it gets frustrating. You hit a good shot, and then the end result of your shot is not what you think you deserved.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, if you don't know that bunker is up there 240 yards on your right, and you hit it there, thinking you hit a great shot, and you get up there, and it's, in the gunch or in the sand or in a little bad spot that you didn't know existed.
Right.
Local knowledge can go a long way. But that's why you have to go back many times. This is not your first trip to the Pinehurst area. This is one of the. This is
that's right.
One of the trips you make, like going to Mecca, man.
It is. It is one of those places where I'm fortunate enough that my car is on autopilot to Pinehurst.
Yeah.
Because I love coming back here.
Yeah.
After being a golf professional in North Carolina for a decade, Pinehurst was never really too far. And
that's true.
I spend a lot of rounds and a lot of time, driving an hour and a half to Pinehurst. But now it's a little longer.
You said something.
Longer.
Yeah, well, it's still worth it. One of the things you said that intrigued me, and maybe we should do that when we come back and take a quick break. But let's talk about how you get ready, how you prepare yourself mentally and prepare your game to play at courses out of town, like on vacation when you go traveling, courses that you've never seen before. We'll talk about that when we come back. We are those Weekend Golf Guys, powered by Golf Talk America.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-4030. That's 1-800-616-4030. Again, 1-800-616-4030. Call now.
People come up to you all the time and say, John, I don't have a radio station that plays those Weekend Golf Guys when I can hear it. What can you do for me? I say, probably nothing. I don't control these radio stations, but tell you what I do control. I do control the free apps. Those Weekend Golf Guys, free apps for your smartphone. You have an iPhone, you go to the App Store and download it. It's free. You can listen on your schedule, not ours, anytime. To the most recent show, to some of the shows in the archives or whatever. You have an Android phone? Google can handle it. Go to the Google Marketplace, Google Play, whatever they're calling it these days, and you can download the free app there too. It's free. Did I mention that? Free. And you can listen to those Weekend Golf Guys at your convenience, on your schedule, in your spare time. And you can listen over and over and over again, and we highly recommend you do that. It is those Weekend Golf Guys free app. We did it for you. It wasn't cheap, man. For us, for you, free.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
And we are back, John Ashton in studio, Jeff Smith in Pinehurst, North Carolina. We are those weekend golf guys here every weekend, and we appreciate you being here along with us, too. Some of the greatest radio stations in the world, which is all fitting and proper because we sometimes play on some of the greatest golf courses in the world, which Jeff Smith is headed to right now. Now, it's no fair because you were a golf pro in North Carolina, so you're familiar with the local terrain, so to speak. But for those of us who save up, and I'm not talking about, the top of the list, the epitome of the bucket list trip where you pack up and you fly over to Scotland and play St. Andrews and some of those places. But I'm talking about some of the premier golf courses right here at home, like a Pinehurst number 2, like the TPC Sawgrass. Like going out to San Diego and playing the course out there I can never remember the name of.
Torrey Pines.
Torrey Pines. Thank you, Mr. Producer Mark. Yes, obviously it's on his list. What would you suggest as a teacher, as a golf professional, to do for the average golfer to prepare to play at some of those places? Because you're going to be intimidated when you get there. The history, the ambiance, the name of the course is going to be intimidating in and of itself.
I think sometimes you just mentioned it. The intimidation factor can be overcome by changing that a little bit to, instead of intimidated by, it's excited to play. Like, man, I get to play Torrey Pines South Course. What a cool experience this is going to be, instead of going out there and being a little bit nervous because it's Torrey Pines.
Yeah.
And see, it changes your mind on things, and then you get to play it, kind of puts you in a, hey, this is cool, and you can attack something. See, instead of being intimidated by it and in fear, like, oh my gosh, here I am standing on the first tee at Torrey Pines, what am I going to do? Oh my gosh, because it's Torrey Pines, that got in your head, and you're going to, shank one off sideways or something crazy like that just because you're thinking about that. I would go into every golf course thinking, man, I'm looking forward to playing here. I've been wanting to play this golf course for a while. You're kind of licking your chops a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's really a different way of looking at things, because if you do look at it in an aggressive, I'm happy to be playing here kind of a mode, boy, it makes the day a lot more fun.
I'd also suggest that you make arrangements to play the same course twice. Whether, twice in a week that you're there or in consecutive days or whatever. Because I know when I walked off the Ross course up in Maine, my first reaction was, well, now that I know where everything is, I could shoot a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. Here's something that people can do that people don't think about that they can do if they're planning a trip. Let's say you're going to come down to Pinehurst, just for fun.
Sure.
Let's say it's the Pinehurst trip, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you do that, and then you decide you're going to play different courses. For example, I'm now in the parking lot at Tobacco Road. You know what I would do if I knew I was going to play Tobacco Road? I'd go to their website and I'd find out, do they have one of those cool things that you can look at it? Do they have a flyover? Do they have a map of the course? Do they have something that tells you where you want to be on the golf course? Do they have something like that or no? And if they don't, get on Google Earth and go right to it and find out. You can look on the overview of a golf course on Google Earth, and you can zoom in and you can look at that, and they've got a ruler on the Google Earth. There's a tool on Google Earth that people can use from point A to point B. How many yards is it? Because it measures in yards. You can set it up that way. And I teach my tournament players, when they constantly go from tournament to tournament to tournament on golf courses they've never played before, and they want to play their best, it doesn't give you the topographical differences, how many clubs uphill or downhill, but it sure as heck tells you where to go. You can look at the golf course and you can measure it off and go, man, from here it's 240 yards to the back edge of that bunker, so maybe I need to play away from it.
Yeah.
And, you take a look at stuff like that. It is a great way of learning how to play on a golf course that you've not seen before.
That's a great idea.
Terrific idea.
It is a great idea.
It really is, because you can look at every golf course in the country.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there's a bunch of people listening to me right now. They're going to go, wow, I'm going to go and click around on the golf courses that I just want to go zoom in and take a look at.
Yeah.
You can go to the Saco Biddeford Golf Course in Maine, and you can find out the distances of every hole. And you can go to the Country Club in Brookline, Mass, and go find out the distances on every hole.
Yep.
And you can measure point A to point B. You can see how big those greens are.
Yep.
You can see the differences between where's the green begin and how about that green side bunker? How much space is in between the green and the green side bunker? And you look at that and go, wow, that's pretty neat. So that way when you get there, you feel like you already know the golf course a little bit instead of wondering, where in the heck should I be going? But boy, I'm telling you, that is a great tool, because not every golf course that's out there has a yardage book.
No.
But and not every golf course out there has descriptions of the golf holes online. You can Google Earth any golf course in the world, and you can measure it off, and you can make your own notes going, okay, remember on number 1, you want to stay, 20 yards to the right of the tree. It's really the best line.
Yeah.
And so you can do that on every hole. And the tournament players that I work with, that is always one of the things that we do, is we say, look, let's prepare better. So here we are talking about the average guy wants to prepare better for his round of golf when he goes on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you know what golf course you're going for, check them out online.
Yeah.
Find out if they've got a yardage book. Maybe spend the extra $5 on the yardage book. Boy, I'm telling you, that's really helpful.
Yeah.
I mean, here I am at Tobacco Road, outside of Pinehurst, North Carolina, and that yardage book on a crazy golf course like this one is the Bible.
It's absolutely necessary. Absolutely
You're
necessary
not
in
kidding,
some places.
because there's places you think you can go that you shouldn't, and there's plenty of places where you don't think you can go, and you should go there.
Personal
Meaning,
question.
Where do I want my ball on the golf course?
Personal question. When you go to these places, do you always play from the tips, or do you make that decision when you look at the course?
I make the decision when I look at the golf course.
Okay.
That there's a comfortable, when I go and I'm playing golf, most of the time I'm going to be playing golf between 6,700 yards and 7,100 yards, because of my own personal level of I want to have fun.
Sure.
Because a lot of times when a golf course is too long for me, I hit it about 260 to 280 off the tee a lot.
Yeah.
And, I want to have, sure, wouldn't it be great if I just played on golf courses that put a pitching wedge in my hand all the time? Well, then golf would be just a little bit too easy. But I'd like to have it so if I hit a good drive, I have a short iron in my hand. If I hit a normal drive, I've got a mid iron in my hand. If I have a poor drive, I probably have a fairway wood or a hybrid or a long iron in my hand.
Right.
And so it puts it upon me to hit good tee shots from the tee box that I choose, and then I'm still challenged as to what club I'm going to hit into the greens. So I will choose on the golf course, and I'll choose based on conditions of the day or whatever it is.
And Caroline,
I'll just decide.
Caroline, now your daughter, who's with you, collegiate golfer. It's Division One, right? Loyola Division One.
Yes, it is.
All right,
Division One. Yep.
So she's playing with the big girls. And
right. She's playing at about 6,200 to 6,300 yards a lot.
Okay. Now, what does that equate to color-wise? Is that the white tees? Is that the forward tees? What is that?
Well, on different golf courses, it's about the white tees.
Okay.
It's a little longer than the senior tees, but a lot of times what we'll do is we will make up a golf course where some of them will be on a little further back, and some of them will be a little further front to get to the overall yardage of 6,200 to 6,300 yards. We'll stretch out the par threes a little bit from the white tees, so she's got more mid irons to hybrid in her hand. And if we see some uphill holes, we might move it forward a little bit. It just depends on. We're trying to keep it so that she's hitting about the same kind of clubs into the greens. Not all the time, of course, but we'd like to match when she plays, we'd like to match the yardage that she plays in college.
That makes perfect sense, man. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
We're just trying to, be prepared.
You have a great time on Tobacco Road. You
got that.
We want to thank you for hanging with us today with those Weekend Golf Guys. I want to say thanks to Dan Rowland at sniperputters.com. It's the Make Your Mark campaign. Go to sniperputters.com and check it out. Ball markers with proceeds going to Chris Kyle Foundation, Folds of Honor, Wounded Warriors, or Fisher House, or your choice of any other veteran-oriented charity. You can check us out, thoseweekendgolfguys.com. Facebook.com/Golf Guys. You can tweet us at WKND Golf Guys on Twitter and download the free apps, both iPhone and Android. Be back here next week. You have a great week. You go play some golf. Bye.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-4030. That's 1-800-616-4030. Again, 1-800-616-4030. Call now.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.